Hey guys, Crazy Dash here, and welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 stream. Hope you're all doing well on this lovely Friday afternoon. And today we shall be doing my first ever look at Horseshoe Curve. So I am pretty excited. So I have been playing this route a little bit off camera. So I got myself fully prepared. So that should be all good. Hopefully you don't crash and burn. But I actually enjoy this route a lot, so we shall be playing it today. So I say without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, just want to make sure. Also, can we get an audio check in the chat just so I know that my mic is working? Because my mic seems to be kind of off today. Sup Petrocraft, sup NCTD, and sup Willie J's Railroad videos. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, could I get an audio check in the chat real quick? Because my mic seems to be a bit quieter than usual, so I'm just not sure if it's working properly or not. So I'm just gonna wait just a moment. Loud and clear. Alright, perfect. Alright, well, without further ado, let's get right into it. So I have been playing, so I have already completed almost a decent chunk of journey mode. And I think I can honestly get this finished relatively quickly. So I'd say we start off by driving with the good old GP38, and with this inbound service to Crescent. And it's a grain train, so I actually haven't done any services to Crescent. I've mostly just been driving in the ES44. So I haven't driven the GP38 a whole lot, but I have been getting a lot of. Oh wait, hold on, what? Oh, it is an ES44 service. I thought it was a GP38 service. Maybe I'm thinking of a different. I'm probably thinking of a different service. Alrighty then. I think it's in the next chapter. You get a GP38 service. Okay, so let's get this puppy set up. Oh yeah, what are we carrying today? Oh yeah, great. Silly me. So we are currently in Altoona. How many locomotives we got? Two leading and none on the back. I mean, don't really need additional locomotives just because we're only 5,000 tons and we're only going up to Crescent, so we're really just going up the grade. Because then after the steep 1.8% gradient, it's really just going downhill from there on a 1% gradient. Alright, so that means I do not need to enable banking comm, but I do need to turn on distributed power. We do need that. Let's get the number lights on. Okay. Turn on the generator field. Headlights to bright auxiliary. Let's insert the reverser. Get the gauge lights on. Set the independent brake to full application. Now I don't like how the independent brake applies super slowly, and then I also don't like how the automatic brake moves. It's kind of weird. Okay, so now let's get the air brake set up. So go here. Oops, gotta press decrease, or set that to cut in. Uh-oh, hold on, I need to fix that real quick. Alright, so I cut in and set the lead, save changes. We're all good to go there. I mean, because I heard decent things about the route itself, not necessarily the scenery, just like the route itself is enjoyable, and I also wanted to, I don't know, I had a lot of interest in this route, but mostly just because it's not because like it's not that slow of a U.S. freight route. It's actually pretty fast, I'd say. Because yeah, it's mostly just going 30 miles an hour up the steep grade, past the Horseshoe Curve and stuff, which I think is totally okay. And then from there, it's just going downhill at 50 miles an hour. So yeah, it's a pretty enjoyable run overall. Now I have also been practicing going the other way, and I do have some issues. Because I think I did, like a coal train, and I think it was like nearly 11,000 tons, but they only gave me like 4 locomotives, when like you have like an ethanol train that's about the same weight, but that gets an additional locomotive. So it makes going down the hill basically impossible with just the dynamics. Okay, enough talking. Let's just get moving. Wait, what am I doing? I need to just do a traditional hill start. Alright, release the brakes. We should be on our way. Turn my game volume up a little bit. It's a little bit on the quiet side. But 2 locomotives should be plenty for just going up the Horseshoe Curve and then down to Crescent. But shouldn't take too long to get there. Probably about 30 minutes or so. Horn is pretty alright. I wouldn't say it's the greatest. Definitely, I probably wouldn't say it's as good as like the ST70 ACE's horn, but it's still pretty solid. And yeah, the sound, I don't mind the Jivo sounds, but I feel like it's missing like some of like the key components of like what makes a Jivo sound the way it is. So like, the main thing is obviously just like the whoop noises that it makes when idled. That's definitely a huge thing. And then it doesn't really sound that good at full throttle. So I have a pretty decent opinion on this route, but yeah, honestly, I really enjoy this route. It definitely gives me some sandpatch grade vibes to it. So to explain about this whole Train Sim World 3 thing that's going on, so basically I think what happened was during the roadmap stream, JD accidentally like showed his screen or something, and there was like a file that said like TSW3 or something on it, and of course the community made this huge fuss about it, but there's obviously no sort of details on the actual summer update. But I mean, here's the thing though, because I definitely knew that hold on, let me just, okay, so yeah, so we don't have to worry about it. A 15-mile-an-hour limit. So yeah, obviously there's no sort of information on this summer update, but it's like I was kind of not surprised, because like what else were they gonna do for a summer update? Like they had to come up with some sort of naming convention, because I mean a themed update definitely does work at times, but I definitely knew it wasn't like a permanent solution. It's like Rush Hour was definitely something, but I feel like I think DuckTales should stick with like, you know, Train Sim World and then numbers, like Train Sim World 3, Train Sim World 4, like once every year. Just kind of like with Train Simulator. Although I think it would be kind of cool if they kind of went with like 2K's naming convention, where it's like Train Sim World 23 for 2023. Like something like that. But I honestly doubt it's going to be a whole new game, because I think the only reason why they made it a whole new game was to Train Sim World 2 in the first place, was just because I think it was just because of the huge Unreal Engine jump they did between 4.16 and 4.23. But I think they're now just sticking with like these smaller core upgrades, like 4.23 to 4.26 with Rush Hour. So I think it's still gonna be some sort of season ticket, kind of like with Rush Hour. I think it's gonna be very similar, but I don't know what's gonna be in the update. That's for sure. Do you think they should have put in the Amtrak trains? I honestly don't think this route needs it, honestly. Because again, the only passenger train that runs on this route is the Pennsylvanian, which is only a daily service, so you'd only get 2 services tops. So honestly, I feel like the only time I'd ever really want to see Amtrak get added to this route is if they ever make the P42 on a different route in the near future. But they also have to make Ampli 2s as well, which are definitely a lot different than the standard Ampletes. Okay, so just past Altoona Station. Seeing around Altoona is actually pretty nice. See, I'm just holding us at 20. Keep it a little under the speed limit because I don't think freight engineers are allowed to be going at the speed limit, nor do I think that's a good idea either. So I think where we're at right now is just fine. But, I wouldn't say this route needs the P42 on it. Like, definitely it will be it would definitely be very welcoming to see in the future. But I don't think we need it right now. I feel like if Dovetail wanted to do the P42, like there are a couple route options out there, but I don't think Horseshoe Curve is one of them. But yeah, honestly, like with the whole Train Sim World 3 thing, I feel like everyone's making way too big of a deal of it. It's like duh, of course there was going to be a summer update. Like, what were you expecting? Yeah, exactly. Like, because it doesn't have like that, the traditional whine you would traditionally hear, at least when the train's passing by. Yeah, but it's still, at least we gotta give Skyo credit that they at least tried to get realistic sounds. Oh geez, we're losing speed. Alright, we'll go full power now. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. Definitely got to give credit to Skyhook for actually trying to get as realistic sounds possible, and obviously they did come up short, but it's better than like the sand patch grade sounds on the Jivo, because that would have been really disappointing, and I probably wouldn't have gone this route, because at least the sounds are different. I wouldn't say Boston to Prawns, because again, P42s are very rare to see on that route. They're sometimes used on Northeast Regionals, but like on extremely rare occasions. But I think I'd say the perfect route to introduce the P42 on would be the Hartford line. Cause let's see, cause you would have CT Rail, which would be doing, or because Amtrak performs their Hartford shuttle service. And then a couple Northeast Regionals also go up to Springfield. So again, the P42 performs those services for Amtrak, and then CT Rail, they also have the P40 DC that's ex-Amtrak, which is pretty cool. And then they also have some Jeeps. And then I think they also use the CTC cars from Boston Providence as well, at least part of the rolling stock. Here's the thing. Because both these locomotives are made by General Electric, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is what it's supposed to look like, but I would assume there would be at least some differences. But yeah, I definitely do see what you mean, but I don't know what it looks like in real life. So they'll have a pretty chill run up the Horseshoe Curve, holding at about 20 miles an hour, which is alright. But yeah, the Hartford line is probably the perfect route to introduce the P42 on. It just makes perfect sense, honestly, and it's also a pretty solid route. I wouldn't say it's that scenic, but you got there are some instances where you get to go up to 110 miles an hour, which is pretty cool. I don't see that a whole lot, so I think that would be a really cool route to see in the future. Another good P42 route would be if Dovetail Games ever did. This would be an MBTA route, which would be the Lowell and Haverhill lines. So Amtrak runs its Downeaster services on these two lines. It starts off on the Lowell line for like the first half, and then it takes like a branch line that down to the Haverhill line, and then runs along the second half. Now I haven't done full research on it, so I was just taking a very wild guess, but that's the gist of what's usually done. Love the rock work. The one thing you definitely got to give Skyhook credit for is definitely that they're really good with just like natural landscape scenery. Now they may not be the best when it comes to like just density, like dense towns and stuff, but they definitely do a really good job with just general landscape and stuff, and especially rock work. But yeah, also all the crossings are broken on this route, which is pretty tragic. Dash 9s. From what I've heard, they're really common on this route, so I honestly wouldn't mind seeing that on this route. Although it would also be cool to see like the SD70 ACU to be used at least on helper services and maybe some road trains. That would be really cool to see. There was this other locomotive, but I completely forgot what it is. And I think Norfolk Southern also uses like standard SD60s. I could be completely wrong because I'm not a freight expert by any means. Oh geez, we're losing speed. Let's see, oh geez, we're losing a lot of speed. That's a bit of an incident. Yeah, hopefully we don't get stuck, because that would be kind of bad. Kind of wish we had a locomotive, at least on the end, to give us a push, but yeah. So it's probably going to be a pretty slow run up the grade until we begin heading downhill. Oh, the Amtrak Dash 9s. The main problem though is that I feel like that's even harder to add than the P42. So like, I believe I heard they're used as switchers in Seattle for the Coast Starlight. I heard they are commonly used as switchers, and then I think on very rare occasions they're also seen on some long distance trains. Like they do have it on the Coast Starlight quite a bit. I've seen a Dash 8 before on the Coast Starlight. But other than that, probably wouldn't say there's any other way to add the Dash 8. But yeah, it definitely would be cool to see at some point. But it's not that practical of a train to add to Train Sim World. Jeez, we're on a 2% grading right now. No wonder why we're crawling. It looks like we're holding at 13 miles an hour. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So we're probably going to be holding at 13 miles an hour for the rest of this journey. Oh, geez, 2.5%. That's a little crazy. I swear all this was like 1.9%. I think it was just a brief moment. Maybe we'll pick up some speed. Maybe get up to like 15 miles an hour. Yeah, our train definitely is struggling a bit. The one thing I also really enjoy about this route is that this route is actually pretty busy. Even if it's only just 70-ish services, this route still feels really busy. Probably yeah, let's see here. Where do we got trains? I might have spawned in at a not so busy time, but no, there's a train ahead of us. Looks like he's on the center track. And we're only going up to Crescent. But I usually see a lot of trains along here. It's pretty common for me to see stuff here. Yeah, a lot of trains are going my direction, which is interesting. A train's going head on with that other train I just saw. There's a lot of stuff down past the Horseshoe Curve and stuff, so yeah, it's gonna be a pretty quiet run until we get over the grade. What's up, Aviator Noah? The one thing I feel like Skyhook does need to improve on though is like their rendering. Cause like clearly there's probably supposed to be trees and stuff over there, but it looks so weird without them. So yeah, that's definitely an issue I have. Is that Skyhook's never been that great with rendering. King Creek also had some issues like that where like these large chunks of scenery would just not load in. Got about 2 miles until we get to the Horseshoe Curve. But it looks like we're starting to pick up some speed now. Gilroy branch is that not a lot of trains use it. I think I heard they only use 3. I think the Gilroy branch only sees 3 trains a day. So it's only like 6 services. So honestly, I hardly doubt we'd ever see the Gilroy branch. Like and plus the Capital Corridor doesn't run up there. Capital Corridor goes up to Oakland, Sacramento, and I forgot its main endpoint, but yeah, it goes north instead of south, down towards Gilroy. But yeah, the Capital Corridor, that would be cool to see. I would definitely be in to see that. Although, obviously, because I'm biased towards wanting to see that get added to the game. Okay, so now we're back up to 15 miles an hour, which is nice. So yeah, it should take us about 8 minutes to get to the Horseshoe Curve. Because we may still gain even more speed. No, we're leveling out, but 15 miles an hour is fine, honestly. It's better than 12. Got a lot of tonnage ahead of us, or behind us. Now honestly, if I want to see the Capital Corridor get added to Train Sim World, I probably want to see rather San Jose to Oakland, or Oakland to Sacramento. Probably Oakland to Sacramento though, because I think Oakland is I think the Capital Corridor's like main station. So yeah, there are more trains that run up to between Oakland and Sacramento. So I'd probably go with Oakland to Sacramento, honestly, and plus I would allow you to have access to the street running section, because I think it's past Oakland instead of towards San Jose. Yeah, their endpoint is San Jose, but they don't go to Gilroy. The only other passenger train that runs up to Gilroy is the Coast Starlight. Mile and a half to go. Okay, we are definitely not far now. Yeah, we're on the rightmost track. I can definitely see why many trains struggle to get up this grade in real life. I think I heard it's relatively common for freight trains to get stuck along the Horseshoe Curve and stuff. Now, one problem I have with this route is that I feel like some of the heavier trains, they don't have enough locomotives on them. Because I think the main super heavy trains that are seen on the suit are ethanol and coal trains. I think they're both about 10,000 tons each. Yeah, I think coal is slightly heavier. I think it's like 10,900, so it's almost 11,000 tons. But the problem though is that I feel like both of them don't have enough locomotives on them. At least the coal train, because the ethanol trains, they have 3 locomotives on the front and then 2 locomotives on the rear, which I think is about appropriate. But then on the coal trains, they have 3 locomotives on the front, but only 1 locomotive on the back, which that doesn't seem realistic at all. That I feel like it should have had at least probably another locomotive on the front, so I have 4 locomotives leading and then 2 on the back. What do you mean, which endpoint for the Capital Corridor? Do you mean, well, the Capital Corridor's endpoints are San Jose for some trains. Some trains begin in Oakland. Sacramento is a very common endpoint for most trains, and then I'm trying to remember it. The Capital Corridor's northernmost endpoint, but it doesn't see a whole lot of trains. Because I keep thinking of Stockton, but that's for Ace Commuter Rail. Hold on, let me look it up since we're just chilling here. Capital Corridor. Auburn, that's what it is. Yeah, so Auburn. That I think only sees like a few trains a day. So I'd probably say Oakland to Sacramento is the best route to do. I think it's about 60-ish miles. I think it's a little more than that. But yeah, I think that'd be a pretty solid route. But I'd also be cool with Oakland to San Jose. That'd be cool as well. Sup, David? I'm liking this route quite a bit. Although we are crawling up this hill, up the steep grade right now. But I mean, it's kind of no surprise because we're 5,400 tons and we have 2 locomotives on the front. So it's kind of no surprise that we're crawling. It's probably going to take us a little bit longer to get up the grade. I did make a route suggestion on the Seattle area for Sounder, but I hardly doubt they do Seattle to Portland. That I hardly doubt they do, because my suggestion for when I made the video was to do rather Seattle to Lakewood or Seattle to I forgot what Sounder North. I forgot what Sounder North's main station was. Everett, that's what it was. Yeah, so there's Seattle to Lakewood and then Seattle to Everett. Now Seattle to Lakewood, that would probably give you the most gameplay because you'd have Sounder trains, you'd have Cascades running on it, and you'd have the Coast Starlight. So honestly, I feel like that would make the most sense. Plus, you'd also have some BNSF trains, since Seattle's like one of BNSF's main freight hubs. I didn't turn on banking comm because I only have 2 locomotives on the front. I don't have anything trailing. Oh wait! Oh shoot, I do! Oh, I am stupid. Okay, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna bring the train to a stop. So that's why I'm struggling up the hill. Okay, I'm gonna bring the train to a stop real quick. I didn't realize that I had trailing units. I thought it was just the 2 locomotives at the front. So silly me. So I'm just gonna bring the train to a stop. It's right. So now I do need to I'm gonna disable the main controls because there is a bug where if you turn on banking comm after you enable the 3 main switches. Oh geez, we're moving. Nope, hit the brakes. Uh-oh. Guys. Little help. Bring it down. Okay. Yeah, silly me. Okay, so let's turn on banking comm. Okay. Now let's turn on the main switches. Now let's just pray that so first let's apply the independent brake. Oh, take out, but I feel like that's a bug. I don't think that's intentional. So like turn on banking comm, turn it back on. Oh wait, shoot. Hold on. Hang on a second, guys. Alright. Now we can turn on the main switches. Alright. And wait, I forgot to turn on banking comm, didn't I? Gosh darn it. I'm completely getting everything out of order right now. Okay, try this one more time. So let's remove the main switches. Oh shoot, we're crawling. Alright, turn on banking comm. Turn on engine run. Independent brake is not holding us right now. Alright, and then let's go notch 5 power just to get us going. Uh-oh. This is bad. Okay, there we go. We're starting to gain power. Okay, you went full power. So I'm literally starting on a 1.8% grid. Oh, jeez. Alright, go. Please. Uh-oh. This ain't good. No, we're okay. We're okay. No, turn the power down. Yes, I am aware, David. Ah, shoot, guys, this ain't good. Please go. There we go. Or not. Gun it, please. Where's the sander at? Please don't wheel slip. There we go. Come on. Alright. Bring down the power. So now we're moving. There we go. We're all good to go. So let me just go to the... Well, let me save my game real quick. Alright, let me just make sure... save. Let me just go to the rear of the train just to make sure banking comm worked. Oh shoot, they're not working. Or are they? Might just be an audio bug. Yeah, I don't hear anything coming out of the engine, so... But, yeah, I feel like we have a lot more speed now, so I would assume the engines are working. We also have a train racing us. Oh, I think I was looking at a different train while I was in Altoona Yard.